Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 3 today. My name is hi-rez. Joining me is DM Brandon, and I'll let Brandon take this one away, buddy. What are we going to be looking at?
I'm pretty sure we're looking at Snipe. They're coming back, right? I think today they're playing without Shing.
That's right. Yeah, I believe they are as well. So it's going to be no Shing, and they're going to be up against Critasaurus, a team we don't know much about.
I have not heard much of Critasaurus. I don't exactly know who they are, but they must have been doing pretty well so far today to get as far as they did. We are in 8th right now. They have beaten on cooldown and Armada Gaming, and Armada is definitely a team that we have seen a lot of. So to see them get this far, I don't know how confident I am that they're going to be able to beat Snipe, but I'm definitely sure that we're going to see a good game.
Yeah. I think you bring up the best point there that's possible to make is that they did beat Armada. They beat on cooldown. Right. So I expect we'll see a name or two that we know out of this team, perhaps. For them to go over a couple of perennial 5th through 8th placing teams to come in and make their way in to the round of 8. That's quite an accomplishment. But they're going to have to go through Snipe now, and Snipe definitely a team that has been very hungry over the last couple of seasons and is doing very, very well for themselves. I think moving into this one.
Wait a second, Shing has come online here,
Uh-oh.
and he is in a party. So I think they're back.
We're gonna have a Shingy.
I see that I think we might have Shing here, which is going to make things a lot more difficult for the guys on Critasaurus because, Shing kind of like the driving force behind this team, of course, allied as well. Jerby has joined the ranks. Wolfie, an incredible player and streamer. Make sure to check him out, twitch.tv/competitiveonline. And then finally, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Jerb in the mid lane.
Yeah, you would expect it at least. We're replacing Nick on the roster. Definitely in the mid lane slot. Historically a mid lane player. I would expect him to be playing in the mid lane. But it's a fun team, man. Between Jerby, Shing, and Wolfie and Allied, you have a lot of big personalities. You got a lot of, I think that Snipe's biggest weakness is their, I think those personalities, right? I mean, they will tilt.
Definitely.
That team will tilt.
They probably have the hardest tilt in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the launch event, they beat Cloud9, which was something I don't think many people expected, including myself.
It was not on my bracket.
Yeah, it was not on my bracket. It definitely wasn't. And then going into round 2, they had COG. They had them, and they threw it. And from there, it was just Tilt City. Like they just threw and threw and threw.
Being pulled in here, DM?
But without that tilt, I think they are the most fundamentally sound team. I think they have the potential to be the best team, but they have to get over that, oh my god, I can't believe I messed up. I'm going to play like crap for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's can they overcome their own desire to get down on themselves, as you see?
It's Jaja.
Pick and ban screen coming up.
Chris Pocket.
Yeah, as suspected, it is going to be a couple of names we've seen: Atomic, Jaja, Chris Pocket, all players that we have seen before.
Biddy
certainly.
And Fusion. Yeah, this is a good team, Bart.
They are indeed.
Here you're going to see. Oh wait,
early bans: Bath, Chalk, Zeus, Nemesis.
Wait a second.
What you got?
How is Uller not on the screen yet?
Oh, indeed. It's going to be a first pick Uller for Critasaurus.
Yeah, I mean, they have to pick him. They don't have a choice here. And it looks like, yep, there he is, and he will get locked in across the way. We have option to snipe here. It looks like we're going to see a Freya hovered on. We're going to see Tyr hovered on, and we're going to see both of them locked in.
Queen of the Valkyries and the Lawbringer both locked in there. So a all-Norse draft so far from Snipe Gaming. The Freya pick came out really fast after Uller.
Freya's not Greek?
Sorry?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't know what you're talking about, but Freya, I wonder if Snipe has some strong feelings about Freya versus Uller here, considering how fast this pick came out.
That was it didn't even seem like they thought about it. It's like give him this. Maybe they figured it out.
Yeah, we'll give them Uller. We'll take Freya Tyr, because now it's just filthy. I mean, Freya coming out of the jungle with Tyr lockdown in the soul lane is very, very difficult for them to fight against. What a surprise! It's going to be a Sun Wukong hovered over.
Isis.
Now switch over to Isis, but Sun Wukong also going to be drafted in. So Isis, Sun Wukong both are going to be picked up now for Critasaurus, and so they've got their solo lane, they've got their mid lane and their duo lane pretty much locked in at this point. Jungler being looked at by Snipe. Potentially
this
a solo laner.
This could be solo lane Freya. This could be ADC Freya. This could be jungle Freya. This could be jungle Tyr. This could be solo Tyr. This could be solo Hunbots. They could be jungle Hunbots. This is an ambiguous team. It cannot be counterpicked. Final ban's coming out. We're going to see Baby get taken out there. Vamana is going to be gone. And then option goes back over to the guys on Critasaurus. It looks like Jaja has the option to ban, and it will be Odin.
Okay, so going to ban out the remaining support against Sun Wukong. strong stuff. Going to force Snipe into a Guardian or into a I guess a Guan Yu pick. This is going to be the first draft we're going to see Poseidon make it through to the second round of picking.
Yeah.
Where he is going to be heavily considered here for the mid lane for Snipe, it looks like.
Derby's been playing him a lot, both in scrims and in ranks. Is a character that he has always loved ever since his inception and, I guess, reveal into the game. So not too much of a surprise there, especially against a character like Ice's. So that's going to be locked in. Option's going to go back over to Critasaurus. Chris Pocket and Fusion OP have the options here. Not sure what we're going to see. It looks like they're going to hover on Thor here for the jungle, and they do need one more pick, which likely will be a solo. What are they going to look for, Bart?
Nova Mana available. Right. No Chalk available.
Odin's gone.
Odin's gone. Solo Laner still on the board here. There's a Ra. There's a Ra available.
Oh, yeah. How could this just not be Ra then? Oh.
Because
they maybe want to pick Scylla.
They want the Scylla there. So it's going to be a much stronger team to kind of wrap around the Thor this time, I think, coming out in comparison to last game, certainly. Guan Yu going to be hovered over now, and Snap picked there by Snipe, the kind of the best remaining support in his fancy Convention 2014 skin. But the solo lane matchup. Is it going to be Bots going to Wolfie? No, it's not.
No,
okay.
It looks like Bots is going to stay on Shing into the jungle. Jerb's going to go mid, of course, with Poseidon. Incon's going to grab Guan Yu for support. Allied will be playing ADC Freya, and then finally Tyr will be brought into the solo lane for Wolfie. Okay.
So there you go.
It makes sense when you think about it like that.
That's right. That's right. When you line it all up, it makes a lot of sense. But so Critasaurus, I think maybe the better draft here.
Overall, I mean, Ullr's there, Sun Wukong's there, and Scylla's there. I gotta give it to Critasaurus. But then again, Tyr and Hunbots and Freya, all very, very strong.
That's right. So taking a look at the hex graphs here, you can see carry potential a little bit higher there for Critasaurus with the Ullr, Scylla, Isis late game. Their crowd control is quite nice, but a little bit outclassed by Snipe. Banish on Freya, just so good with the Tyr Fearless Chain lockdown. Jerby with the Cripple and Continentia the stun. All of the gods over on Snipe have some nice control of team fights. Their gank potential also very high, significantly higher than Critasaurus. Thor really the only true ganker over here, as Scylla's going to be resolved to the solo lane farm role. Sustain, neither team very sustaining. Team fight advantage, a bit in favor of Snipe as well. Kraken and Guan Yu and Hunbots favoring very heavily into that. Mobility, we're about even as well. But I got to say that it's got to go a little bit in favor of Critasaurus, a little bit more reliable in terms of their mobility. Shing has that kind of, on Hunbots, has the, I guess, contingent movement speed. Or I'm sorry, the contingent teleport. Poseidon, very high move speed. And Continentia has the horse. Wolfie has the leap. But all things told, Thor and Scylla.
Blink, of course. I mean, there's going to be a blink.
But Thor, Scylla, Sun Wukong, just very, very mobile gods. So
I think both teams are just very mobile. I mean, even Ullr, who doesn't have CC immunity but has inherent movement speed increase with his 2, and then of course the jump. I mean, that's a big deal.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, they have a pretty strong team drafted together here, guys. But that does bring us up to the spectator delay. We are going to throw you over to a splash screen for just a couple of minutes, and we will be back in game with game number 3 today. It's going to be Critasaurus versus Snipe out of the round of 8. Guys, don't go anywhere. For DM Brandon, I'm hi-rez Bart. We'll be right back. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is game number 3. We're going to be covering here from the Smite World Championship Series, week number 1, Critasaurus versus Snipe Gaming. My name is hi-rez Bart. Joining me is DM Brandon on co-commentary for this and the rest of the weekends this year. It is the blue team fighting out of the bottom side of the minimap, the left side of your spectator UI, and in the blue trunks, they are Critasaurus. It's going to be Jaja, Fusion OP, Chris Pocket, Fiddy, and Atomic, and they are roaming as 5, and we may have a little bit of an early engagement here. Nope, they're going to be spotted about this ward, and a Sniper wants to engage. They're going to know exactly what's going on. Look at that placement by Incon. They are literally standing on top of it. So let's introduce your teams. Jaja is going to be your support Sun Wukong, matching up with Fiddy in the duo lane with Ullr Sun Wukong. Fusion OP, likely to be your solo laner here as the Scylla, Chris Pocket in the jungle as Thor, and Atomic mid laning as Isis. Their opponents today, the red team fighting at the top of the minimap, the right side of your spectator UI in the red trunks. It is Jerby in the mid lane as Poseidon. Shing out of the jungle as the Hunbots. Wolfie is going to be your solo laning Tyr, and it's going to be a dual lane Guan Yu and Freya for Incon and Allied.
Fusion just threw out a crush and did about 100 damage to both Xing and Wolfie, sending them back towards the right side. Hand of the Gods, we're going to have 3 coming out on Snipe. We do have solo lane Wolfie picking that up as well. Whereas on the left side, we're not going to have a Hand of the Gods for the caster. Whomever might be choosing to go over there. It looks like Atomic is kind of inching towards the mid lane, so I think your prediction was correct. Fusion OP is going to bring Scylla over towards the right side, and this is not something we see too often, as Scylla has kind of a little bit of trouble getting started. But I love the way they just did that. You see how Chris Pocket aligned himself towards the back of the wall to ensure that Scylla got the experience early to get not only get level 2. This could be stolen. Xing, overhand smash, gets it, and a crit. Slow gonna miss, fearless power cleave shot, and that's gonna be first blood.
It is, yeah. I mean, they could have easier secured that kill, right? Had Xing hit the leap, the Fearless Shane leap, Fearless pushed the target out of range for Xing's leap to slow them down. They wouldn't have had to die to tower for that kill, but Wolfie perfectly happy with a second blue buff now. He's going to be able to heal himself up perfectly fine with Cleave and Compass Mana.
Ally died as well.
Wow.
When did that happen?
The power of the Sun Wukong Ullr. I think that currently this is the most powerful lane in the game.
Oh, I don't even think that's a contest. You know, people want to give that to Odin, but Sun Wukong right now with the right support or right push is just incredible. I think the Magic Cudgel has to be top 3 moves in the game currently.
Yeah, absolutely. And overhead smash there from Hunbots just doing work on Atomic. Look how low they already have the Isis. And, you know, Isis did invest into this early Aegis Amulet to try to prevent the level 5 death from Jeremy, but he's been hitting level 5 so much faster than she will now at this point with the Hunbot zoning. So, left side lane, once again, Jaja now a bit low on the Sun Wukong, but allied. We can see here that maybe not as comfortable as he would like to be with this Freya. They're going to try to make a play onto Jaja, but Axon coming out now. It's Fiddy, the one in some trouble. Doesn't have a leap available just yet. It looks like he's going to try to make his way over the wall. Going to get banished. They need to burst him as he comes down. Does he have the leap in time? He does not indeed. Down he falls to Incon, so the second kill coming up for Snipe. Spearfall is going to hit Xing there. And Ed falling back are they, but Jerby going to rotate in, and he's going to help them secure this orange buff. Chris Pocket trying to kind of joust for positioning, but he needs to be careful not to get hit up by a cripple. They're going to throw out Mjolnir's Attunement, but that's still going to fall the way of Xing. Here comes the Whirlpool, doing damage to Chris Pocket, but he's going to Berserker Barrage his way right out of there into safety. But look at the roaming. I mean, just Snipe just swarming the map now. Wolfie's rotated over. Scylla just now leaving the solo lane. Both mid-camp are going to go their way. No Hand of the Gods even going to be used. Definitely not something you can let go for Critasaurus. Once that Hand of the Gods came out at orange buff, they should have said, we can take both the side camps. Weren't able to do so. Snipe with a big early game advantage.
And now with Fiddy just getting back level 3 versus Allied level 4, I mean, it's kind of falling in position where Allied's going to have control against 2 people here. Jaja level 4 as well. Fiddy just hitting it now, whereas we see Incontinentia level 5 coming back to the lane here. Banish will miss, but they're still going to go for it. We're going to see some damage come through. Nice stun to stop the Tallow Assault. Dash through, and we do have an engagement here, Bart.
Left side lane here. It's going to be a lot of trouble for Jaja. Going to fall to Xing. The ultimate coming out. Fear no evil, just so good. And you can tell that Snipe is... their game plan was basically like, we'll let them draft this crazy dual lane, and then we're just going to 4-man.
And just constantly.
And it's just going to be really, really difficult for them to get a foothold here. And so now they've successfully, got this kill into Jaja. Nothing really going on Fiddy yet. 1 death already on this Ullr. He's going to be behind in his Heartseeker timing versus what Ally's going to be able to put out once Fatalis is done. This is really where Freya excels, is getting a little bit ahead in the early game, can bully out hunters, but if the hunter gets ahead, Freya is pretty much useless. Her damage potential really falls off until she gets Boost Polynomicon up and running after that. So it's still a tenuous situation, I want to say, for Snipe. They haven't won this lane yet, and they need to get at least another couple kills and some more farm in this Freya to really feel comfortable in this game.
Allied getting into Vitalis here. Hasten Vitalis on its way. About 600 gold out. We do have another blink back into the mid lane here as Chris Pocket attempts to try to push against the level 7 Jerby right now. Level 7 already. I mean, he's the highest in the game. Wolfie hitting level 7 on the right side as well, as we're about to see a respawn of the blue and red buffs on the bottom side. And look at Wolfie and Xing just getting ready to push it down. Chris Pocket has no idea. He's looking towards the mid-camp, and right now Wolfie's going to go ahead and get himself in a great position to steal away a lot of experience and a lot of gold. And he doesn't even go for the mid-camp. Chris Pocket's going for left side. Right's going to go to Xing for free.
Oh, Fusion OP. He's going to try to steal us away from Wolfie. Wolfie going to hand it down, and now going to get the crush out on the Wolfie, but a Fearless Chain in return, so even damage trade basically there between the 2 gods. Rotating out now is Wolfie. Red buff, oh, was that actually stolen out by the Scylla?
No, she did not manage to get that. That is Wolfie's red buff. Xing jumping in here. He's looking for, he gets the toss. He's going to have the blink here. He gets some damage off, but unfortunately, Fusion OP will go down. Chris Pocket just barely escapes as Atomic rotates in. We do have an ultimate coming out from Incon. Inside the circle of protection, they find the stun, but they don't know if they have the damage here. Isis will heal herself back up close to full. And still, Snipe will control this. They're going to be able to get this blue buff as well. I don't see the Spear Ball being able to take that. Nope, as predicted, Wolfie steals away another jungle buff. Snipe is on fire.
Good news here. Fiddy's going to get a couple of free waves, push him into the tower, do some decent tower damage. Going to burst this next wave down as well, it looks like, with his damage combination. So a little bit of a ray of light, even though they do lose an engagement over on the right side. Left side, left alone is the Hunter. Little space made for Ullr, and with a little bit of space and a little bit of farm, Ullr can turn it into a pretty big advantage. But, you know, Freya does match up pretty well against this. I mean, one of his big, big time Spear Ball coming through onto Wolfie there, right side of the map. Xing wants to re-engage, but held in place by the Sikkim. No overhead smash for you, says Vasilla.
Overall, right now, I mean, I'm just so blown away by the coordination coming out from Snipe. I mean, they're only 2 kills ahead, but you look at the gold, and they're 2,200 and 3,700 experience ahead, and this is allowing them to just rotate around the map. They're letting Ullr farm. They're not worried about him, because really, Ullr's biggest strengths are early and mid-game, and while he can carry just as well as any other Hunter, he carries as well as any other Hunter. But in the mid-game, when he can just burst somebody down with one combo in the simplest boxing matchup possible, just by landing the Axe Toss, it allows him to get so far ahead, but Allied's not letting that happen. He's just pushing every chance that he gets to ensure, oh, but wait, we have an opportunity here. There's the hail of arrows. Bladed Arrow already went off, and Allied not deterred.
Yeah, I think that, you know, now he's in a lot of danger. Now he can get bursted pretty easily. Fiddy's going to trade with him a bit now, and that's really, really good news for Allied. In the mid lane, however, we do have Poseidon gonna pick up a kill onto Thor now. Trying to chase out Incon here is Jaja, but I'm not sure that he's gonna be able to find the Squan Yu. Zoning out just a bit too strong. Jerby still just controlling 2 gods here. In comes Wolfie with the blink onto Atomic. No cleave to follow that up, but does have the blue stance
Allied's
to do A-okay. Yeah, Allied and Fiddy.
In a lot of trouble right here. Both teams getting chased out. Wolfie looking for something, but you see Fusion's trying to rotate in and find something. Wolfie's almost got him, but he does actually make the very smart choice of backing up there. Thor finds it. There. Oh, great combo into the cripple, but that passive. Oh, look at the dive! Almost gets it. Smart opportunity there from Wolfie, but he does get picked off.
What a Wolfie play there.
It really was. It was
just went for the kill. I mean, it's smart stuff. I mean, he maybe could have survived there, let's be honest. It is tier at the end of the day. Really short cooldowns on his movement-based abilities. Can't be CC'd. Tremendous burst heal potential. But gonna be okay, at least for now. Now Xing on Xing here. Gonna try to take this orange buff in the face of 3 gods, but thinks better of it, leaps out. And it is gonna go the way of Critasaurus. Now Xing rotating back towards the mid lane where Atomic gonna probably look for the spear fall over the top. Gonna eat an overhead smash for his troubles. And now it's a little bit reversal of roles here. You see Ullr force out into that rotation in the mid lane while Allied finds some free farm. And now has pulled ahead by a little over a level now over Fiddy.
Gladiator minion over on the right side did not do the job he's looking for as, Fiddy gets jumped on and destroyed.
Such a good play.
That wasn't even necessary Valkyrie's discretion there. Xing had that completely locked down.
Oh, well, what happened is they saw him rotate over through the blue buff and leap over the wall, and the minute that he used his leap, they just dove him. And smart stuff. Yeah, smart stuff there. They knew that was a guaranteed kill. Maybe invested a little too heavily, as you said, but now it's going to be a death on Atomic, and he's going to get the stun out onto Chris Pocket. It's going to be a Mjolnir's attunement out, but it's going to be a lot of damage running on that Thor. It's going to slow down his jungle potential as well, and now it's just Jaj over here on the left side. This is why picking the Freya is a little bit risky, because if they would have had an Apollo in this situation, that would have likely been a Gold Fury.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But while they're not going to get the Gold Fury, there's a lot of farm potential. You see Wolfie picking up the mid camp on the right side, Snipe grouping up for the left camp on the left side. And yeah, no Gold Fury grouping here. I kind of thought for a second that Jerby was going to rotate through the left side. Allied's getting pressured by Jaja, super low here. It looks like he might get picked off. He's trying to farm through, but Bladed Arrow is not afraid to go through creeps, and as predicted, will go down. Fiddy trying to find his way out as Jaja goes up into the air. Xing overhand smash doing a lot of damage. Will he find the crit? It doesn't do enough damage. They jump through, and it looks like that's going to be it for Fiddy.
Xing is just such a good player. I mean, he beats out the Warrior's will before he came out, before he got knocked up to try to do the rest of the damage to Fiddy. Didn't convert, but what a smart heads-up play by a really, really great and tenured player here in Smite. Atomic now ISIS cannot handle this teleport.
Oh, didn't get the crit. He was looking for it, and Incon's gonna find a kill right there as well. Oh, sure,
wow.
He finds Chris Pocket in the back. They clean up the entire fight.
Only Scylla is gonna is gonna live through that engagement, which I guess is a win here for Critasaurus. But Snipe just a little bit snappier on these engagements and rotations, being a little bit smarter about when they're taking engaged fights over here on the left side. These long sustained bruiser battles, and they just have, you know, it's funny. Guan Yu on Incon has been huge in this game. Like, he's been a beast so far. And this is a god we almost never see pick, but he is just controlling this match and making Sun Wukong look like he is the lower tier pick.
That's, you know, generally and universally untrue, but I mean, this is a contention here. He's one of the players that made the support Guan thing work to begin with. So to see him kind of revise and
right side in the jungle DM.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're rushing it down. Shing already finds Fusion OP. Chris Pocket just trying to escape at this point. You see Atomic rotating in as well as Jerby goes for some control. Mid camps are both spawning as Allied rotates back to the left with Incon. They do miss the banish. No kill grabbed over there, but they're continuing down the path in the right lane. Wolfie has completely thrown them out, and they're going to steal away the buffs again.
So now, yep, this engagement continues on. Wolfie finds Chris Pocket. As any time that Crit steps foot into the jungle, Snipe is there waiting with arms wide open to take them down. Nice warding coming out as well from Snipe. They already have the sentry ward here that spotted out this observer ward from Critasaurus. So we're going to go ahead and counter ward that. And this is going to be a about 11-minute Gold Fury attempt for the boys of Snipe Gaming.
You know, talking to the guys, you know, a few of them said, we don't want to be remembered as the team that threw away the win at the launch tournament. Because right now, I mean, that's one of their biggest claims to fame, is that Cognitive kind of brought it back against them. And to see them play this well, it's showing that they're not afraid to get dirty in this game. Running, the ult's going to be good there from Jerby. Incon picks up the kill. The Gold Fury was great as well. Snipe 15-4 right now are really shutting down this rather veteran group in Critasaurus. Now, I don't know how many of you follow the rank scene or follow the pro scene, but a lot of these players are not only incredible, but have either subbed or played for pro teams in the past. Most notably, I would say, is Jaja, who was part of Snipe at one point.
That's right, yeah, was a support player for Snipe at one point, if I'm not mistaken, before Incon got picked up. So, one thing I do want to point out here, DM, and this is, you know, a little bit, I guess, off topic, but I'm talking about Poseidon, a god that was, you know, pretty much fell all the way out of the competitive scene based on his Whirlpool and Kraken were just too counterable.
Right.
But, you know, with a minor change, it really has to do more about his movement speed and his burst potential, right? He gets a little extra damage out of his passive, not degrading anymore, plus a bit more movement speed. All of a sudden, Jerby is, I think, has hit every ultimate this game onto his intended target. So that's right. Yeah, it is Jerby at the end of the day, but still, I mean, it's been really, really impressive the way that players have adapted to being able to set up these Poseidon ultimates, really using his movement speed to force gods into awkward positions where they can't avoid it. And there you see the power of Hunbots ripping through as I was waxing philosophical about Poseidon. Crit potential, man. It's all about that crit chance.
That's the third time today that we have seen Scylla draw down right as she was about to get a kill with I'm a Monster. The third time today. 2 times it happened to You Won't. We just saw it happen to Fusion here. And now Allied somehow has pushed Fiddy out. He doesn't have a lot of mana left. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going to have to jump here, but great opportunity there. Where was the stun? That was under the tower. That was looking good.
Yeah, I think so, but I think they saw Jerby rotate in over here to the blue buff. He was counter-warding a ward during that engagement. In fact, so they knew he was there, and I think it was just too dangerous to try to stick in it even for a little bit of extra damage.
Oh, Jerby again!
Just all day with those Krakens, man. Just putting people in such awkward positions, forcing them to run out of Whirlpool, repositioning himself with his extra...
I can hear it in my head, Bart.
MS.
Oh, why am I playing Alquang? This Kraken thing's really easy to hit.
Poor Jerb. So it's going to be a tier 1 on the left side. It's going to be going the way of Snipe here's Allied. Finishes up that wave. I don't think Fiddy... actually, no more wave support coming in, so Fiddy should be able to hold it off for at least another moment. But tier 1 was picked up during that engagement, I think, in the right side here for the tier once that Scylla was killed. Not much intention that they had. And all things told, let's take a look around the map. Chris Pocket is 6 levels behind Shing in the jungle. That is... That is not what you want to live. That's not the life he wants to live. Still trying to get rank 2 of his Jotun's Wrath put together. Jotun's Wrath finished on Shing for some time now. Wolfie's going to find Fusion. And now there's an engagement happening on the left side of the map. In a lot of trouble is Fiddy. Shing is going to rotate in. He's going to leap, but he's not even going to make it off the ground as the bot's crits come through just too big. And I do want to take a look here, DM, at the damage dealt to players by Chris Pocket. 2,600.
We don't have time for that, Bart.
Shing dealt 9,000.
9,000?
9,000 damage this game for Shing.
8,700 versus 56, or rather, I'm sorry, that was the net worth. I was looking at the wrong thing completely, and it's
9,053 versus 2,606 out of
Look
the jungle
at the
roll.
gold, Bart.
Big
Chris
time
Pocket,
plays.
5,600. Hunbots, 8,700. That is a death bringer.
Yeah, don't let Shing farm.
You know, that's something we talk about a lot. Is you talk about the best players, and it always almost comes back down to matchup knowledge, which is what we talked about a lot with the beads. You know, the preemptive beads, he knew what could happen to him and took precautions to ensure that it couldn't. And that kind of knowledge is what makes Shing a good player. But aside from that, it's always farm potential. Who can get the biggest, the fastest? And we always come back to players like Wolfie, Lassus, Shing. I mean, we're always saying those names. They're always the farthest ahead because they're always looking for ways to get themselves to be the highest level and the highest damage in the game. And in this game, I mean, level 15, putting out 9K. Pretty nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really tremendous performance by Shing. You know, it seems like, you know, the Shing life cycle is he gets a god, he plays them a lot, he becomes very, very potent with them, and then it is immediately and forever banned out against him. And and luckily for him, it's a revolving door, right? Like now that if he finds Hunbot's respect, he can go back to Thanatos, Bastet, or Thor, his earlier kind of, you know, key
Nemesis.
gods, Nemesis as well. You know, it's like that's really what he excels at. He excels at going like full on, all in into learning one god in the jungle. His god pool never really extends past maybe 3 or 4 at any given time, with one really being the standout. But as that one just continues to change. Which god is it that you have to ban out against Shing? He's making a good case for it to be Hunbots.
I mean, this is a character that I've been talking about a lot, and I think, you know, on Twitter this week, I actually predicted him, we're going to see a lot of Hunbots this weekend. A lot. I mean, he is an incredible character, does a ton of damage, great space control, and is probably the hardest carrying. I mean, in the end game, I don't think anybody hits as hard as he does.
As the bots, yeah. I mean, it's definitely hard to make a case that anyone is. I mean, the only god that you really even see bigger numbers with necessarily is Thanatos, but he's not really that late game carry. He just has the pen and the hit chain to really boast it. You know, the only god that really I think can go toe to toe with Hunbots in the late game would be something like a Naja. But getting Naja, you know, with equivalent farm to that stage in the game is gonna be really difficult. Hunbot's just a bit safer. Yeah,
much safer. I mean, he has the jump, he has the teleport, not to mention Fear No Evil can be used defensively or offensively, and it makes him very, very strong. You know, but we're talking a lot about Hunbots. Let's talk a little bit about my man Incon.
Sure.
406 that game, 7,800 damage on the support.
Yeah. The support play there by the Guan Yu was out of control. I mean, really, like nothing more so than the engagement where he actually uses the horse, the cavalry charge. It doesn't leap off of it, does enough damage to pick up 1 kill, and then still can leap off, get the stun to set up a second there, right in between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower on the right side lane there, about 10 minutes into the game. Just a really brilliant play. Really brilliant play is what I was trying to say there, but it came out as brilliant 5 times. But it was a really strong play. I mean, it just great heads up from Snipe.
So Snipe's going to move on to semifinals where they'll be fighting the winners of Victoria's Secret. Now, is this the old European Victoria's Secret, or is this a new team?
I'm not sure, because you know, I know there is a Victoria's Secret that plays in Halo in North America.
That's right. So, man.
I'm not sure if this is like a...
Well, they were picked up by VVV at one point, and we have seen VVV on the forums. Maybe there's
a little VVV going around out there. I think they're hunting, perhaps.
They're hunting.
But
they're fighting Cognitive right now, which is pretty crazy. I mean, the winner of that's going to fight Snipe in the semis up on the top. You're a Wizards fighting Team Dignitas. I'm a Wizard, Bart. I'm a Wizard.
Are you a Wizard? You're not a Wizard. You're just a regular man.
No, you're
just a regular man. You don't live under.
You don't know the word Muggle?
Muggle?
Come on, Bart.
What's that? All right, guys, that's going to do it for us out of the round of 8. I'm sorry. Coming up next is going to be the round of 4, so don't go anywhere. 2 more games today to cover. One of them is going to be this next best of 1, and then followed by a best of 3 finals. Have a great time, guys, in about the next 3 to 4 minutes as we get the next game set up for you. Don't go anywhere. For DM Brandon, I'm hi-rez Bart. Thanks for joining us today and spending your Saturday with us. We will see you in just a couple of minutes. Round of 4.